What is going on, people? This is the Undergated podcast presented to you by the Undergated Network. I'm here with a couple of my boys, CD, Gunpla Tesseract. I'm Coop. Try to give you a banger episode today. Got some fun stuff. Thought about some fun stuff to talk about. Of course, let's get into it. You already know what we start off the week with. Always want to check in on our fellow man. He's going the greeting segment. What's been going on, fellas? Austen, how's your week been, brother?
It's been all right. It wasn't not too eventful. Got a lot of stuff done, made a lot of pre-orders, and put the work in. So it's been a pretty productive week. We'll have to see how it pans out, though. That's the true question.
I hear that. How about you, Coop?
Oh, me.
The last been crazy this week.
Nothing crazy. Felt kind of I don't even say under the weather, man. I was like, I don't want to say sick, but it was last week. I think I had a tooth infection. I don't know. My tooth was hurting. Then it shot up to like my sinuses, and like Monday, my tooth was hurting bad. I mean, I was in pain, like fetal position pain, and Tuesday it was fine, but when I got out of the car at work, my nose, sorry if this gets graphic, my nose started dripping, and it was dripping like blood, and I was like, okay, it wasn't like blood, it was like, but it felt like water. Well, it didn't feel like the normal consistency of like what will come out of your nose. And I said, oh yeah, this isn't good. So Wednesday came around, I went back to work. Same thing, got out of the car, and then somebody saw me at work and they saw it come down. He was like, yo, what the hell? You a damn android, you need hydraulic fluid change. Why your shit yellow? And I was like, oh, you noticed it? Yeah, I need to go to the doctor. The doctor could never figure out what was going on. They said it could be sinuses. He gave me some antibiotics and some allergy medicine. Ever since then, I've been feeling fine. So I want to assume it was like a tooth infection that went up to like my nasal cavity because the penicillin worked. Other than that, then that was midweek, end of the week. So Friday and Saturday, we went took the girl out to go car shopping. We had to get another car for her, and that's always, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Car shopping is always. But here we are.
It's an experience in itself, man. It's an experience.
But I'm here with the fellas to end the cap the week off. You know, everything goes away when it's Sunday around this time. CD, what's up, bro?
Same, man. My week wasn't too eventful either. Chloe had her first field trip, so me and the wife chaperoned that, which was fun. It was at the zoo. Group full of 5 girls. We had some knuckleheads in there. I feel like I said one girl's name like 40 times, 20 minutes into the field trip. So that was, kids these days, we trying to crawl into the cages with the animals. I'm like, oh my God, no.
And messing with me, that's where they'll stay. You'll stay right in that cage.
I'm telling you, I'm looking at Chloe and she's looking at her friends like, better you than me. So
exactly.
Other than that, man, it was cool. Just spent some family time this last couple of days. Just home chilling, watching some movies, just kicking it. It was a nice chill week.
That's what's up. Crazy. That's what's up. I did sit down because I called out of work on Thursday. Or the doctor left me out of work on Thursday. So I chilled out Thursday, and then Friday I sat down and was able to get in the lab, and finally got caught up on Gundam 83. I watched bits and pieces. I read bits and pieces of it back in the day. I have like the Viz comic, colored comic. It was like a 1 through 12. I found at my comic book store one time for like, I think he gave the whole run to me for like $2.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Like they're like, and I was like, I remember reading them as like back then, and then piecing it up episode. But this time I sat down and thoroughly watched it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. That outro to that first part of that season sounds like I'm just deep in the 80s. It's like a guilty pleasure. That is a guilty pleasure of mine. Like listen, like I grew up on like my dad listening like 80s soft rock. Now that came on and I was like, this hits. This hits. So I went and downloaded it off of YouTube. And I don't even care. Like they could have came up on like a regular like song. I was like, oh yeah, this hits. It doesn't have to be Gundam that this song hits. But let's get it to rolling. Glad y'all had a good week. Let's go ahead and talk about building and breaking down that backlog. Austen, brother, what you got in?
I didn't have any new pickups in terms of model kits. I did buy some accessories. So I bought some new God hands. I got the new ones, brand new, shiny, brand new. And the reason why I bought new ones is because I put the metal inner frame into my Zaku Warrior and put it at Hobbytown because they had Zaku Day. And now it's in their display case there for them. And the metal die-cast inner frame parts, one, I'm glad I did it because now I've learned several lessons. First lesson, it is heavy. And I mean heavy. Coop, I was so sad you weren't there. I wanted you to pick it up. Is everyone else in there? I said, hey, pick this up for me real quick. And they would pick it up and their first reaction was, oh my God. Like, why is this like comically heavy? And I was like, yeah, and it is. And also it had, because second lesson, it is metal. It's not plastic, which means I've learned the difference now. Bandai.
Okay.
I knew the difference between plastic and metal, but now I really know that how they interact with each other. So for the inner frames for Bandai, when you're putting those armor pieces on, there's a little bit of give, even so slightly for plastic on plastic, so that things will be able to fit and make it work. So no matter what angle you come in, it'll snap to its correct angle and snatch in there. Metal's not like that.
Oh no.
Plastic, when you try to put the plastic into that metal groove, that metal's not switching. So you have to get your plastic piece exactly aligned in the way in which that groove is lined up. So you can't come in like this or this. You have to tilt down, go right there, and be exactly pinpoint, and then push it in because that metal's not going to give. And the plastic, that's the way it's going to snap in there. And I was trying to shave down some of the plastic, and I got a little bit too close to the metal and had dropped the Zaku thing on my old God hands. And as they have suffered a casualty. So, I mean, they still kind of work, but I mean, yeah. And I was like, I was so mad and sad, and I was like, never again. And so those ones are still going to be used, but they're going to be used for smaller projects. And after that, I bought a new stand for my. I got a clear stand so I could take better pictures because the one thing about taking pictures with stands is that the bright color behind the background I never really liked.
Action base. So Austen picked up an action base 1 clear for my Spotify listeners out there.
Yes, action base 1 clear, and then I also got some new body parts in for the 30-minute mission sisters.
Okay.
I got another swimsuit body kit for them because I'm going to use the stomach for a different kit and then put the top onto a different one and use the bare arms and legs, which I did pick up as well from last week, and use that for a kit build bash.
Did you see that kit? I think it's a kit. It's in the glass stand at Hobbytown. It's a girl kit. It looks like discolored cyberpunk type vibe to it. Plus 16. I don't know if CN was going. He said he was going to show you. It's in that same container or the same case that has like the God hands and stuff. She's at the bottom. It was a red, black, and
that's the Transformer kit. That's the Windblade.
That's Windblade.
That's Windblade, but it's a figure. It's not.
Gotcha.
A special made figure, but it looks dope.
Yeah, I thought it was a girl because I was like, that looks crazy. For it to be plus 16, I was like,
it is technically a girl kit. I mean, Windblade is a female, or like a lot of female. But it looks really good. I saw the pictures of it online.
Plus 16 on the figure, huh?
Yeah. It must be sharp. It must be sharp pieces.
You think that's what it is? Because I was like, plus 18 would make it like,
usually for lewd behavior stuff. But I mean, plus 16.
Plus 16. I was trying to figure out what the hell.
Must be sharp. It must be really sharp pieces, or really Yeah, really small pieces.
Handle with extreme care.
Yeah, she'll cut you. They probably gave her a real knife.
I wouldn't be surprised. CD, brother, what you pick up?
Man, it's
Or
been
is that my
first.
fault? My fault, Austin. Did you good? You got everything?
Oh yeah. That's everything.
Okay.
Yeah. You called it.
First, shout out to my guy Austen. I know he talked about last episode. He sent me some stuff, so I got that stuff in. So I figured I'd show that off. Most excitedly, this is. I'm stoked for this. This is what I was like really excited for. I don't know what master grade I'm gonna get it, but here's that beam, AK, with the clip.
Detachable clip.
Ooh,
Come on, man! The extendo banana clip on a beam rifle.
Kalashnikov.
come on.
Beam rifle Kalashnikov.
If I'm gonna tell you right now, you will if you don't take a photo of a tactical reload where a Gundam is throwing that clip into that, like that's gonna say exactly
on the
Bring it
Jester,
back,
dog. I might even do it. Get a master grade Jester and have him holding the clip, just ready to. Because
Yeah,
it's a beam rifle with
like
the clip.
A desert Jester.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a rebel Jester. That'd be dope.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah,
like
with
that,
probably the cape or tarp. I can probably give you a cape or tarp if you want to.
Yes.
I have one for my crossbow Gundam that I'm not using.
Fruition right here. We're putting it together. We're getting
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. It's gonna be the project.
A gorilla type Jester.
It's gonna be the team project.
Because that's Jester Day, right? We're gonna do a Jester.
Jester Day.
Jester. You got.
Oh yeah, we gotta do it Jester Day.
Yeah.
And then I got some origins because I'm a fucking just a sick man because I love all the origins. Here's the local type, North American type. Coop, I know you were looking for that shit forever. I know you.
He's looking for the white and blue one.
Yeah, now, I'm looking for the white, but those I was definitely looking. Yeah,
and then the FSD version of it too. So,
yeah,
I might have 2 decals, water slides for that. Might.
I think mine are gone. I used to have one.
I know I did.
Core gun with the March 4 unit. I got some kit bash plans for this, man. We're kit bashing now. We're kit bashing.
Y'all gonna have that one. Look, I'm gonna let y'all people know out there in Tube Land and Spotify world, Coop does not kit bash. I could barely change the color. You want me to? I appreciate it. 66% of the team kit bashes and changes colors, so I'll take that.
And then picked up some manga. I'm not a manga kick, you know. Did you get some?
What? I'm sorry, real quick, CD. Wasn't there another kit in that box? I'm sorry, I didn't know if you were saving that or not.
You were right.
Yeah,
I have it right here because Austin's turned this out. Austen has turned us out. We are fully going girl kit now. This is the Roadrunner in the low visibility colorway right here. Oh my god. These shots. I'm gonna paint this too, so I'm excited for this.
I can't wait.
Kotobukiya kits are kind of, I feel like since I put that the last one I put together, you have to do a lot of like sanding away and making sure everything's nice and tight because that shit, like you were saying, Austin, it's like a tight fit. So adding that paint, you have to be real precise. I don't want to mess it up.
You have to be involved in every stage of building it, and you got to go through every step. Yeah, sanding, prepping, scribing, all that stuff. You have to be really involved, a lot more involved than Gundam. Gundam, I realized, kind of holds your hand a bit. They give you a lot more leeway for stuff. Kotobukiya doesn't care. You got to bring your A game.
No.
Because you can make some really great looking stuff, but you have to know what you're doing.
we kind of got it easy with Bandai because like you can paint and you can push it together. They're still gonna fit. With this, like even if I didn't get the nub down all the way to like nothing, like it wouldn't fit together. You still see that seam. So I'm like,
yeah, I
know the paint's gonna have to be on point for this. So I'm excited for this. Thank you again, Austen. Your shit is boxed up. Same with your Coop. So I'll get that out to you this week. Both you guys. We had a nice little trade off for everybody. I feel like we all got some new kits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got some shit out the backlog. So
that's the breaking down part.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Breaking down part of the backlog people.
But yeah,
that's all the pickups. Oh yeah,
yeah. Wake up, man.
I'll talk about it. You know, I was thinking about maybe saving that, but I don't know about you guys, but there's some stuff like, how do I put this? I read the manga, but I won't watch the anime, and then there's some stuff where I'll only watch the anime and don't read the manga.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can understand.
Golden Kamuy is one of my favorite shows to watch, and I'm slowly piecing up the manga for when the show finally finishes. I'll go back and read it, but I'm on book 26. I have the first 25 of them. Haven't even cracked them open just because I love the show so much. It's hilarious. I don't even want to spoil myself. And there's a couple of shows like that, like Mob Psycho is another one. I love it. I could have been like caught up, finished it, but I just like to watch it. One Punch Man. Just there's certain shows, you know, I don't like to go and just ruin it. And then I did grab Gangsta. It's an older manga. The anime came out like 7-8 years ago. One season, I believe the studio like went bankrupt, so they couldn't finish it. But the manga is super good. I'm on book 8 of it now.
Is that the one where there's a swordsman who's deaf?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that one. Yeah. Yeah.
The anime was good.
The anime was good. Yeah.
I wish we got another season, but that's what the manga's for. So we'll do that. And then I got this one. I just happened just to glance at the cover and I grabbed it. What is this? Dead Mount Death Play. And I guess it's getting an anime sometime this year in April. Don't know anything about it. I like to kind of just grab books sometimes off the cover and like not go to Google immediately just to ruin it. So this is something I picked up. Didn't read too much about it. Just seen that it was getting an anime. So it was sealed. So you know that means they got that parental advisory warning on there. So I don't know if it's because it was blood and gory or they're doing some other shit in there. So
could be a mix of all three.
Yeah.
Hey, it can get wild in these type ones.
Yeah.
So
the trifecta.
We'll see about this one. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you know. But that was my pickups for the week, guys.
Well, that's what's up. Me, not a whole lot. Some stuff came in the mail. I did order this from USA Gundam. It is some weapon set from Kotobukiya. Never owned anything like this outside of the Bandai versions of their weapon set. This is pretty dope. I want to attach it to a girl kit, probably the one I'm building now, and it just gives me, not try to spoil it for anybody, but gives me Kaiju number 8 vibes. And if you get to that point in the book, you'll know why. So I was like, I'm gonna try to do it where it's like the whole one right here. It can get into like a little great sword almost, and you could do an axe and stuff like that. But like one big weapon, it would be pretty dope. So I picked that up from USA Gundam. Hobbytown called me the other day and told me my order came in, and my first Witch from Mercury kit, Ghouls de Lanza.
The first, probably not the last.
I'll probably pick up the black one, and that'll be it. The Lanza is probably the closest thing to me where it looks like normal Gundam. I mean IBO right here, but
that's just a chess piece.
We have Ghouls de Lanza. I'm gonna try to give it a good paint. And CD already told me that they have a G Reworks, so I'm gonna wait for the G Reworks to pop back up. But that's a cold pose right there. I like that pose. So we have the high grade Ghouls de Lanza from Witch from Mercury.
Ghouls had like 4 suits already, dog.
He's gone through 4 and he hadn't beaten in all of them.
Yeah, I remember. I'm not caught all the way up, which is crazy because
he gets washed.
I'm only like 2 episodes behind, and I remember the first 2 he had. There's another 2. Sheesh.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he's definitely grown.
His character arc, dog, you got to finish it because his character arc, I feel like after this last episode, it could be, he could go this way or he could go that way, and I'm excited to see.
Yeah.
I did pick up from USA Gundam as well. Real great full burner of GPO1. Like I said, I recently just watched, just 2 days ago, I had this in for a while. The GPO has been staring at me like that Zeta has been staring at me. So looks dope. I'm gonna do a different color scheme. I'm gonna try to step out of my comfort zone and do a different color scheme than similar. It's gonna be blue and different shades. And 83 definitely is creeped up. It's creeped up. So this is probably my favorite out of all all the suits, all 3, 4 versions. GPO 1, 1.5, better than GPO 2, and I don't like GPO 3 that much. But and last thing, I'll make it quick. Talked about Project 23, right? Talked about bettering ourselves and all of that jazz. So I went and picked up a random manga. People, I told you, I went into Barnes and Noble and picked up a random manga without knowing. Don't know if it at the time didn't know if it had an anime. Didn't care. I just looked at it.
A dubbed anime
at that. A dubbed anime at that. And I said, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up and read the back of it. I said, all right, kind of sounds like my lane. I picked up Levi's Established. It's pretty decent. It's right now it's all over the place. I'm about a quarter of the way through it. I'm gonna leave people at home could pause it. If you're listening on Spotify, it is on Netflix, so you can go on Netflix and listen to a little caption of it. But it looks pretty dope, man. Looks pretty dope. That's why yesterday I was like, am I reading this wrong? Because they're sure going in the way of a normal book. Art in it is pretty dope as well. Here's the art. It's not that bad.
A short description?
Oh yeah. I'll just read you the back of it. It's the 19th century and the world has entered the era of rebirth. Recovering from the devastating flames of war, the sport of mechanical martial arts has galvanized the nations. Cybernetically augmented fighters turn their blood into steam and their bodies into brutal fighting killing machines. A young Levias is one of those arena battle hell bent on winning so he can simply survive.
Sounds interesting. Sounds good.
Yeah.
I watched the first couple episodes. It's interesting. Gives me Megalobox vibes. I don't know if you guys see Megalobox, but
I have not. I heard it's good though.
I heard it's good.
Megalobox is chef's kiss. First season and second season.
So just stepping outside my comfort zone, man. It's not Gundam. It's not an anime that I've watched and said I need to read the books like Psycho Pass and Dragon Ball Super. And well, like Kaiju number 8 was another one where I kind of just looked at it. I was like, oh, I bang with Kaijus. I am going to read this and see what it is. And so hopefully I could get into this. I think it's up to like volume 10, I think. So I'm going to try to maybe piece together this each week, treat myself $12, order a book each week until I get caught up. But that's all I have. Working on myself, Project 23. Hashtag.
That's all you can do, brother. I'm happy to see you picking up new manga.
I appreciate it, man.
Warms my heart.
So let's get right into the next segment. Of course, is what's cooking. What kits, photos, figures y'all have on the table this week when it comes to working on your craft? And mine's is real quick. I am almost complete with this Shadow Hunter girl kit from that Austen told me about. Did the legs, arms, and everything this past 2 days. Well, yesterday. All I have to do now is the weapons pack, so the backpack and the weapons itself, and then she'll be done. And
I like those clear parts on it. It looks nice.
I tell you now, I wanted to choke Austen yesterday, man. Or Friday when I was building this. These right here, these gold tips that's on the wrist. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. I was sweating, man. I was sweating, dog. I'm sitting up here thinking like I gotta run to like no bullshit. I was like, I'm gonna run to Walmart and get some lube because this ain't going in. Like, this is not going in. I don't like. I'm sitting up here. It took me an episode just to do those 4 pieces. To put those 4 pieces. It took me an episode of 83. I'm over here pissed the hell off. There's another. No, and I right here. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a supposed to be like a piece that covers this, and that just doesn't fit. I'm convinced that shit doesn't for both of them. I'm convinced. I'm like, I'm not about to. I'm not, and it's black, so I'm like, I'm not missing out on anything. But I'm ready to finish this one up, take her outside, get some photos done, which is crazy because I was getting kind of disappointed. What made me disappointed about this kit is the standard build. Well, the non-armored version of the girl does not have double jointed elbows, so her elbows only come up like a right angle. So when I was building this one, it comes up a little bit more than a right angle, which made me, I was like, all right, it redeemed itself, because I thought you put the armor on top of the arm itself, you actually build the armor and then plug it into the bicep joint. But it does go up at least, I say, a little bit over about 75-degree angle. So I enjoy it, and I know I have another one over here to do. So thanks, Oscar.
You're welcome, brother. Enjoy. I mean, we probably won't be seeing you for a couple weeks.
But I enjoy it. I enjoy this. I enjoy this kit. Definitely refreshing. Definitely something different. Don't have to worry about painting and stuff like that. So outside of the weapons, because on the back of the forearms there is a, I don't know if y'all can see it, and there is like this that gap right there that fits like a little knife or a blade that could come out and retract out. I want to paint the blades chrome, so I didn't want to put that up there. But other than that, I really have been enjoying a different take on something other than Gundam. So it's like almost an advanced version of figurized kits. I enjoy figurized kits. I enjoy my Ultraman kits, but then after a while it becomes so basic. It's like, I don't feel like doing it and stuff like that. So this is good.
Good challenge.
Exactly. CD, how's your work in progress coming over there, man? How's that? How's that cooking?
You know, it's coming. I took a day. I needed a day last week, so I took a day off work, and I was like, you know what? I got the house clean. Let's get to work. So I finished painting the E3 completely. All that's done, painted. It's been masked off, painted some more. Just have to do weapons left, but that's all the way painted. Decals coming next. I actually have them out on the desk ready to go, so after we get off this, I'll probably start decal on that. I did start painting something else, so you guys will have to wait and see what that is. But I had a little extra time, tested out my new gun too, that gravity fed. It is amazing. Dog. I'm not gonna lie to you. Being able to just put all the paint I need, to prime the kit in there, and just one quick shit's covered perfectly. So invest in 2 airbrushes, people, because just one switching back and forth is not it. Have 2.
Unless you're somebody like Austen who's really good at rattle canning, then you could be like, all right, I could grab rattle can primer and
hit it
be
out.
good.
If you're not a can guy, 2 brushes.
Yeah, 2 brushes.
2 brushes. Yep.
And
yeah, that's it, man. I don't got nothing else on the table. Yeah, it's quick.
You
quick and easy this week.
You need to take that girl kid outside. You need to take that girl.
She's outside. The weather ain't been too nice.
Oh yeah, true.
I picked up some wolves, so I take your guys' idea. Got some little miniature wolves from Target. So we'll get some pictures for that. She'll be being chased, but the weather's been ugly out here, and I'm not trying to lay in the wet grass. So
I feel you. Yeah.
Not what I'm gonna do.
Not Austin.
What about
brother?
Yeah, what about you, Austin?
Well, so I've had kind of a reinsurgence to go back into some older kits that I had put off to the side again. So I've recently broken down that full armor Gundam I was working on, and now I'm going to be doing actually a repaint on some of the parts, as well as if I can get that to focus. There we go. A repaint on some of the parts, as well as now we're doing scribing on some of the parts that I missed. So I took apart the legs and whatnot, and I've already primed up some stuff. So and I'm gonna be doing a white paint with gray and some dark gray, and that's gonna be for the full armor. For kits that I decided to just snap together, not wait, because I think they look effing cool, is the Sword Impulse Master Grade. I finished it.
Love it.
So it looks amazing. It's probably one of my favorite designs of the Sword of the Impulse Gundam, hands down. And what's great is that it sits on my desk now next to my Blast Impulse. So now I have both there. So now I just need the regular Impulse.
Yeah, the regular version.
Yeah, but I don't like the look of the regular Impulse compared to these two. So I'm willing to wait on that.
And you're painting those? My fault for cutting you off.
No, it's all good. I am going to be scribing this and painting it. This one, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I initially got this for the backpack. And it turns out I actually kind of don't like the backpack. So I have to figure out what I want to do with this. I think I'm going to do a kit bash with this and my EX Gundam, EX Impulse, or probably the Eclipse Impulse, Gundam. And then, because the backpacks can be interchanged between them. And in terms of that, what else did I have? I had one more thing that I was... Actually, no, I don't. No, that was it. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that's right. That is another thing. I have it packed up, though. It's my Rigazi Custom. The scribing on the torso is done. I picked out the colors that I'm going to do. We're going to do a coral blue, black, white, and silver. So it's going to be... it's going to be a cool little color scheme that I've already kind of drawn out. And the scribing's already started on that. And I'll probably upload a picture later on Instagram to show everybody.
That's dope, man.
Yep.
Do you think the Seed line you have the most kits out of that line?
In terms of master grade kits?
Yeah. Well, hell with it, all of them.
I would say...
Because you don't have a lot of high grades.
Yeah, it's an even split between UC and Seed. Because if I look at my kits, I have because I have AOZ more than anything in UC. And then it's a tie between Seed and UC. For After Colony, I have only the Wing Zero. I used to have Heavy Arms, but I gave Coop that one. And then the Age, I have only 2. And I have 3 coming, actually. So
okay,
yeah. So I think it's going to be UC and Seed are tied, and then below that's going to be Age, and then after that it's anybody's guess.
Miscellaneous.
Yeah.
Seed Gundams look the best, dog.
They do.
They
man.
do.
I mean,
for me to not to watch the series a lot, like that looks fierce.
This looks dope.
This
when it grabs so it's a giant boomerang too.
And they both combine. And also, what's dope is that these extend. So they're kind of in their short form because they're stored up. But when you activate it, it goes all the way out there, and both can be combined. So you have it in a huge, huge long double sword. Like it will make Guts jealous because it's just.
It makes me want to pull my real grade out the box and just play with it because.
I
should have did that shit more justice than I did. I caught my real grade too early, dog. Like, look at that.
It's the size of 2 master grades.
Boomerang breaks off into little knives too. Like, it's just
It's dope. Now, I think the real grade actually is a bit better because with these parts, they're a little bit floppy, but that's due to their size. I think the real grade handles a little bit better because it's a little bit smaller. But that's everything I got. Too. And it's sturdy. The real grade's pretty darn sturdy. The master grade I've been having to fiddle with a little bit here and there. I think I can tighten everything up probably with some joint guard, paint, another layer or coat of some epoxy or some paint healer on it, and then let it sit there. It constantly wants to transform itself again for some reason. So that part I'm not too fond of. And then trying to... See, it's already trying to fight me on this.
Yeah, bro. I hear it. Just I hear it.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it there.
Well, that's what's up, fellas. Y'all doing some great work. Y'all got some great stuff in. CD, I can't wait to see all the Zaku's and I mean not Zaku's, the Ifrits in all its glory, yo, with the Black Tribes.
It's almost there, man. It's almost there.
Well, that's what's up. Let us know in the comments what y'all are working on. Some of the stuff y'all got in new. Things like that, and share it. Hit us up on Instagram and tag us so we can see, man. We want to see some of y'all guys' work. Comment below if y'all picked up anything new, which would be dope, because I know some people are going crazy with some of these Witch from Mercury kits because it seems like they're coming out quick. I know the Farak is up on third sites. The Demi trainer, and they just popping up all over the place. So let us know in the comments below what y'all picked up and what y'all are working on. Other than that, let's go right into hold that thought segment. This is fun segment. We step away from Gundam, anime, manga, and all that, and just talk about some real life stuff. Nothing too crazy. And we started talking, people. We want to talk about some conspiracies and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and get it out of the bag. Y'all flat Earth people?
No.
You think it's round Earth?
Of course.
I love my guy Kyrie. He's one of my favorite players ever. But bro, it's not. I don't want to hear it. Coop might be a flat Earth guy. Now I'm looking at it.
I think something. After I think the reason why is because I'm telling you, I don't know if the government is letting this guy run around free, and I'm not saying lock him up at all, but the fact that there's like Neil Tyson, what's his name, the black dude, the scientist, the astrophysicist,
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's running around and just like debunking every damn thing. It's just like, okay, it's starting to make sense. Like I saw this one video he did with like a podcast with Joe Rogan. He was talking about like, oh, flat Earth and it's round, and the guy who jumped out of the balloon, all the way up, people think it's round because the camera panned around and then you can see the bend of the curvature of the Earth. He was like, man, that's a fishbowl lens. That's exactly what the fishbowl lens is supposed to do. And that's
Felix Baumgartner, where he's prepared to jump. You see this curved Earth. That's a fisheye lens, dude.
I said, oh, damn, that makes sense. It starts to make some stuff starts to make a little bit of sense. Only thing about the flat Earth that makes me go, I don't know about that, is the logical side of it, where it's like not really
right. Exactly, because it's logical.
Because it's like, hold on.
The part where you start thinking about the facts.
Well, they said that you could potentially walk from Alaska to Russia, and if it was flat Earth, how the hell can you do that, right? Like, you can't do that unless all the continents come around and you kind of walk, because you can walk in a circle on a field, so that's flat. And it starts to make sense, man. And this guy's running around here telling all these conspiracies, and you start thinking like, damn, he might be telling the truth. Like, some shit just don't make sense. Some shit just don't make sense.
Nah.
Like, I heard this one where he told, like, if you cut a hole through the Earth, one big hole all the way down, right, and you jump through it, what will happen? What do you think happens if you jump through the hole from?
So if you jump through the hole and went straight through all the way to the Earth, you would then accelerate to terminal velocity, which is the max speed you would possibly go. You wouldn't die. I mean, we're presuming that if for some reason it's safe and that the pressure doesn't change and the heat will immediately cook you. Yeah. So like if you go straight through, all those. And if terminal velocity is, I should say, is a thing, then really what's going to happen is you're going to fall, and then once you pass the center of the Earth, you're going to get about halfway up, because then you're going to start decelerating because gravity is going to start having the opposite effect on you. And you're going to eventually start to stop and then start coming back down. And then that's going to be halved each time, because once again, your energy is just being completely dismantled until eventually you get to the center of the Earth and you stop there. If terminal velocity is not a thing and you just keep accelerating, well, not accelerating, but accelerating to a certain point, what's going to happen is you're going to accelerate, go past, and then go all the way to the top of the other side of the Earth, and then fall straight back down and have essentially a perpetual motion of you having an infinite line of gravity affecting on you in the opposite direction each time.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We might have to lock up Austen.
But why?
See, this is the stuff. This guy, Tyson, is running around here telling all these things. It makes us like, God, man, he might be right. He might be right, yo.
I
It
mean,
might be. It
not
might
might
be
be. He
flat.
kind of is right. I mean, there's no
Well,
flat Earth. The reason why the conspiracy theories are one of my favorite things to go into, but they always have a catch. You have to ask yourself, why would they lie? The question is, what benefits do they gain from lying? What would the government gain from hiding the public that the Earth is flat? There's nothing to gain. I mean, either the Earth is flat or the Earth is large. It doesn't matter. Your paycheck's going to be the same.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
going to be in the same position. They're still going to have power. Even if the world toppled, there will be a new person that takes power. It ain't going to be you. So the issue, like real conspiracy theories, like light bulbs being artificially designed to not last forever, that's a real thing. Like that's actually, like, there have planned obsolescence built into them, because you can technically build a light bulb that lasts forever, that will never need to be changed, but that would not be a viable market plan.
There's something, dog. When I tell you, I'm not just saying this because of lack of words. Like, you start listening to this stuff and it's like, oh, Antarctica. There's something in Antarctica that they don't want you to see.
But what? what would there be? It's just cold there.
But that's what we assume. Why does it take? Why do you need all?
We don't assume it's cold. We know it's cold.
Of course, but why? We assume that nothing is there but cold, right?
Well, so coal and oil.
Like they say 15, 13, 14, something like that, countries you need permission for to go to Antarctica.
Yeah, that's because they don't want anybody claiming Antarctica as their own. Like, that's everyone fine. Has to know which it is. That you remember? Did you know that Norway, was it Norway or was it Germany? I forgot which one, but someone tried, or was it China? Somebody tried to send a pregnant woman there, gave birth to a child, and therefore said that land is theirs because they're native to that land. That's insane. I think that's why all the governments are just like, look, we got to be serious about this. Let's treat everybody as if everyone owns it, because there's some crazy MFers out there who will try to claim this land and then build, I don't know, some type of nonsense out here.
Makes me sick. Let us know down below, people. This conspiracy, hold that thought. Could be fun. Comment below your conspiracy theories. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about some of y'all guys' favorite conspiracy theories. Like, I mean, some
Damar
of this
Hamlin
stuff
is alive.
The Damar Hamlin situation, always questionable. It's questionable. Didn't see his face.
But why? Why would the NFL lie?
Because, man, they don't want that publicity to be put out there. That, you know how many kids, the concussion thing was already crazy. The concussion thing with Tua was already crazy.
True, but they survived that.
Barely.
They're fine. No, not barely. They're fine. If Tua retires tomorrow because of concussions, the NFL will be perfectly fine. Sponsors won't drop out. There's too much money going through the cycle.
So explain to me.
They can survive a death.
Then
if the same situation happened today, what do you guys think would happen if someone happened?
What, somebody die on the field?
No, like same today. If Damar Hamlin happened, not last week, but today. In either one of these games. What
they would probably postpone and probably suspend the game, but they would probably still play it at a different date. But the Super Bowl would still happen, so they would probably get rid of that spare bye week, play the game there, and then go to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
All I know is this: the boy didn't go upstairs with his mom or brother together. First time back at the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
First time back at the stadium, and I don't go upstairs with my mom and brother. I ride in a separate elevator. I don't take no pictures of the fellas. Nobody tweets that. No, nothing. It's nothing.
They said he was in the locker room prior to that, though.
They said that he was in the locker room prior to that.
And he probably had a special elevator designated to him. And if not that, I mean, his mom and his brother are adults. They can find their way there.
His brother's like 10.
His brother, not adults. I'm sorry, but there is an adult there. It's fine.
So Damar got there first, though, right? I feel like
Damar,
he came up there first.
Think about that. Damar got there first. So what was the mom and brother do? I'll clean up the house and I'll head over to the game. Go ahead, Damar.
Yeah, they're probably stuck in traffic.
Man, look, the guy rode in on the team with Temo, so he couldn't. The guy rode in on on the golf cart with no parents, no loved ones, no nothing. Went upstairs with nothing, with nobody but security, and didn't have his mom wasn't sitting beside him. Didn't see his face. Didn't see anything.
There could be a reason for it all.
Of course.
He was there. He was earlier. He was there with the team earlier. That's why.
Let's
So why-
look at
so
the
why
easiest
dig-
ones. The
why
easiest ones
dig?
could be you have security because you don't want to stress him because his heart did stop. So you don't want all the paparazzi to be coming swarming around him with cameras, answering him, asking questions. That'll put
And
stress on you and strain.
So why not have my mom and brother with me when I'm walking up the elevator?
Because you
While I'm
probably don't
going-
want to put any stress on them either. They've went through a terrible episode. Why would you want to put them through that too?
I wouldn't be if I went through a terrible episode. I would not be walking away. I want to be split up from my parents.
But you weren't
especially
Damar
a big-
Hamlin.
Yeah, I
And
understand
he
that.
was already
Did-
there.
We assuming he's already. So why Diggs? Why nobody tweet about him? Why nobody say, "Yo,
I seen a
You
picture.
you did not
Matt
see no
Milano
you."
tweeted him.
Just because it wasn't tweeted doesn't mean it wasn't important.
Correct.
It didn't happen.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying you're right. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, in today's norm,
Mhm,
especially on a celebrity level,
mhm,
especially in a locker room,
mhm,
I know they lost,
mhm.
right? But you would think that something would surface. That's all I'm saying. The fact I'm not saying it's fake. I'm not saying all I'm saying is why I'm questioning the unknown. I'm not saying, oh yeah, he's dead. I'm not saying I'm just when shit don't look right.
You're playing devil's advocate over there, Coop.
No, I'm investigating. Like I'm a former police officer, right? So, like when something shit when that's what they always ran with this joke. It's a clue. You got a clue. That's what FBI will call a clue. That's what they'll say.
I keep hearing these rumors about police officers being paranoid.
I'm just
on
saying,
the
man.
wazoo.
I'm
I
just
always thought
saying.
that was a joke. Oh my god!
But comment below. We might have to make again. I know we talked about this before. Conspiracy theories episode for on the Undergated Network. Probably a Spotify only one. That'd be fun.
That'd be dope.
The Gundam
That'd be
conspiracy. That'd be dope.
Gundam conspiracy, anime conspiracy, real life conspiracy, the conspiracies.
Right.
New podcast.
The conspiracies.
Coming in April. Is it
These are-
real?
These are the
Right.
people
I
that
want you to believe it's
conspire
real.
the conspiracies. But other than that, let's get back onto it. Let's talk about some what's new stuff. Again, spoilers if these are spoilers for people. On the figure front, they did announce Bandai did announce certain. I don't know how many people actually collect this line. I was before, but I kind of slowed down. It is the Gundam Universe figure line. For all my people that don't like model kits but like Gundams, it's just a great way to get the collection up. They announced the Gundam Aerial that is coming out for the Gundam Universe figs, Shining Gundam. So people that have Burning Gundam or God Gundam, Burning Gundam on the box. We talked about that before, which is odd. If you have that and Master Gundam, you can now pair it up with Shining Gundam and have a whole. They get into the G Gundam line. Well, I think they realize like G Gundam is big in the States. So G Gundam, they have this would make it 3 G Gundam Universe figures. Obviously, in the States, Gundam Wing is really big in the States, probably if not the biggest Gundam line. And so now they're giving you Toggies 2. They have Toggies 1. You have all 5 regular figures out as well from Wing Zero. They have Wing Zero. They have Wing Zero from the movie. They have Toggies. They have all 5 regular ones. So puts you
And
at
a Leo.
7 and a Leo.
Right.
8. Yeah. So we have 8 Gundam Universe figures for just Gundam Wing itself. And they gave you Gundam Lupus Rex as well from Iron Blooded Orphan. I'll probably pick up the Lupus Rex and the Toggies too. I tell people to get into this is for toy photography purposes. You don't want to really get a whole lot of, especially a Toggies too. It's a P Bandai. It's hard to come by. You don't want to mess that up by taking it outside or doing whatever photo wise and having it fall and scrape if you painted it. So I'm gonna probably get Toggies too, and maybe because I'm really want that metal structure Toggies too. So I don't know if I'm gonna get this one, but the Lupus Rex, my favorite Barbatos form, I'm probably gonna definitely get. I don't know if y'all. I don't think Austen collects this line. Neither does CD.
I do not. I've
Look,
actually
they look at them. They look cool. But no.
I've seen them around, especially the Sosby here and there now,
Yeah.
and they look pretty good. They look pretty good. And I remember somebody saying that getting all of them, if you get all of them, they have a certain type of like collectability to it, because especially if you don't take them out the box and whatnot. But no, I just never delved in.
Yeah, they're like, again, toy photography purposes, background. If you have a Tallgeese one, like, or you want to present something, and you put this in the background, you don't have to worry about like messing up your kits and stuff like that. So I think that'd be pretty cool, especially like if I got the Ariel and I really did a good job painting this Delanza, I might put that Ariel in the background. Don't have to worry about building and stuff like that. But let me know in the comments, people, if y'all like these Gundam Universe figures. I know when it comes to Gundam, it's blasphemy if it's not
Model kit.
If it's not a model kit.
Yeah, if it's not a model kit. But we expanded. Austin, brother, what's new? What we got new?
Oh man, there was a good amount of stuff that dropped. So one was Naoki released his new design for the camper, coming from the Genius headline. And as we've had before with a couple kits from the Genius headline, like the Lugworm, the EX Impulse, and then I think there was one other one I'm probably missing. They did eventually get turned into model kits, Master Grade model kits. So this is a redesign of the camper. It is using the old Master Grade, so we might be getting this as a new Master Grade Genius headline model kit. I was talking to you guys about it before. This looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's a must-have.
Yeah, this is if this the head redesign, the legs, the thrusters on the side, even the scribing there. I mean, just about everything here is an absolute knockout.
What's the price point on it, you guys think, if it does drop?
70.
How much was the EX Impulse?
I don't know.
Geez, that's an older Master Grade, technically. And this is an older Master Grade. The Lugworm was an RE1 100.
I think Impulse, EX Impulse.
Lugworm was 74.
74? Okay, so this is probably going to be 70. Yeah, this ain't going to be 60. This is going to ask for the full premium for what they have. And not only that, but Naoki then also released his Master Grade Exia design that he put in with I believe it was Gundam Hobby Life, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And I believe he was going to release a guide about how he did it too. So keep on the lookout for that if anybody's looking for tips and tricks on how to build like Naoki. I think we all want to get to that level someday.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I know, right? It's just it looks absolutely top tier. This is probably one of the best looking Exia. And once again, I'm not an Exia fan. I'm not even a 00 fan. But even I admit this is absolutely gorgeous. And then yeah, I know, right? Oh, dude, it's next level. And then on top of that, we have Witcher Mercury news. We have that the Witcher Mercury is getting its own manga novelization with new characters in it as well. And apparently a manga and a novel, but there's new characters mixed together. Kind of the news is back and forth with what exactly is going to be in it, but it's going to be now told from the perspective of Suletta and Minori. So we're not going to have one like before with the perspective of the Gundam. So I'm definitely going to get that because I want to get the novel to see what those characters are. I'm a Witch Mercury fan at this point, so I'm game for it. And then for the last one for me is going to be that there's going to be a Gundam Ace article on Witcher Mercury and Hathaway. So they have a new art print that's going to come out for Hathaway, a new design, but it's going to be in Gundam Ace 23. So I'm going to try to get my hands on that. Y'all know I've been trying to get my hands on the Gundam magazines. So I've been hunting around for them, and this is going to now be top priority.
That looks dope.
It does look good.
I like the Hathaway one. The Witch for Mercury one looks just like whatever's on Gundam Info. So
yeah, no, it is literally the launch poster.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the Hathaway one's looks like a brand new paint or a brand new print from I guess the original artist. So yeah, it's looking pretty interesting
over there.
Yeah, I know, right? Gigi, always in her nice dresses.
Always.
And I think that's going to be it for me. Anything you guys got?
That's pretty much it. I think they dropped that this past week. They did drop the on P Bandai the SH Fig Arts Frieza third form, the one that looks like a frog. So for my SH Fig Arts guys out there, especially the Dragon Ball Z ones, I think that is the last one that is needed for the Namekian arc. Because outside of the Ginyu Force, I think all of the Namekian arc was put on P Bandai. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't it the form that got dropped by Goku? Or didn't Goku literally punch him into the ground when he was in that form?
No, this Goku didn't show up until he was in close to his final form.
Okay, cool.
So, but that's the one that looks like a frog, short, long head. So, other than that, that is it for what's new. I wonder if they're going to do a English version of the manga of Witch from Mercury, because if they do, I might pick it up. You know, get it. Maybe there's other Gundam manga I want.
Trying to be a Witch of Mercury fan over there, huh?
I'm just.
I see it slowly coming. He's got the model kit. He's talking about the novel. You might want to get the novel.
I'm not going to do a novel. I'm just saying you might as well get on it now before it's hard to find. Like the
fear of missing
unicorn.
out.
What a unicorn manga! You know how hard it is to find a unicorn manga. So,
did they even make one?
Yeah,
they did.
They made it. Yeah, pretty sure. Damn,
I was completely unaware if they even made one.
Yeah, they made a unicorn manga. Yeah.
All right, dope. Dope. I'll just check it out.
I'm trying to go. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm all over the place.
Coop, did you really know the manga, or did someone tell you? Who told you?
TikTok.
Next up, we have the segment that we've been doing almost every week to show our appreciation to a couple of dope builders out there. We have the Creators Corner, and I'll go ahead and go first, man. This guy does great work when it comes to toy photography, Gundams, and his own little kind of like side hobby as well. He goes by Big Daddy Gundam on Instagram. It's a pretty dope dude. I know him from the Mecha Warehouse. And Kevin, he does great work. His dios that he does, all miniature and stuff like that, which is fantastic when it comes to like his stuff, man. Marvel Legends, it's crazy. I mean, this is just him just sitting there with the SH Fig Arts. And what I don't want to say what he's known for, because he does a lot of crazy stuff. I mean, he did this Mark II, the real type one as well, which looks amazing. Custom, that's his logo right there with I think that's what the Rhapsody logo. So that's dope as well. And he does these miniature boxes. I don't know if y'all ever seen them.
I have. I want one bad. I want them badly.
Yeah, and
I got a couple from him too.
Yeah, I got a couple
quick,
from
and
him.
he has a list. He has like 250 different ones.
And like every time a new kit comes out, he'll ask for pictures. Like, hey, did anybody have the pictures so he can make some? And these are like little chibi boxes of the model kits. I've been wanting to get a few and put them in like an SH Fig Arts hand. Like that, think that would be so dope. Let make it look like Spider-Man just bought a couple of, kits.
Dude, I really want that diorama of the desk there, and his Kotobukiya sells the desk, and I have the little girls. I'm gonna have the girls building model kit, and they're selling Kotobukiya is selling the nippers, like the little miniature nippers you can put in the girls' hands. Like, this is perfect.
Yeah, so this stuff, he does really great work, man. Shout out to him. He did this blacklight. One of the first people I've seen.
He also does this cool thing where he builds the kit without the manual.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he'll put all the pieces out
and builds it without the manual.
Oh wow,
how crazy is that?
Yeah,
he'll have like a couple pieces left over and like, hey, does anybody know what this piece is for? And then like, okay, all right, I'll figure it out.
But shout out to him, man. He does great work. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him. I'll leave a link in the description below to his Instagram. And again, Big Daddy Gundam Kevin, keep up the great work, man. Keep it up, because some of the stuff, like I said, toy photography wise, He's coming up pretty dope, and he should have way more followers than what he has here. So, Kev, keep up the good work, man. Keep it up. Appreciate everything you do. Like I said, I have a few of those chibi boxes. He could turn them to magnets during the holiday time. He turns them into ornaments that you can hang from your tree. So I think I got like I know I have a size B one. I have a tall. I think all the tall geese ones, a couple of Gundam wing ones as well. So people hit them up. Be really great for just a little round of little knickknacks for around the desk. But CD, brother, I think you told me I got you.
Yep. KKB _hobby _diaries. Just late night scrolling one night, and I scrolling a little too fast. I stopped and I said, yo, what is this? Oh my God. His Ifrit, like, had me drop my phone. Like, I seen it, and this is why I like guys that mess with high grades, man, because they're already such small kits, and they don't have the best details. But when someone goes in there and gives it that panel separation and gives it that nice color scheme and hits all those details, it takes these high grades into like pieces of art. Like this, I can say this is almost like a real grade quality off this high grade. And I'm a man of Ifrit, so seeing this, like, me, my first kiss. This is amazing work.
And if y'all haven't even peeped, look at the throwing knife. He had to look like he threw the knife. Crazy. This is some dope.
Really good.
Yeah,
the poses, like just the paint, like that's like one of the cleaner paint jobs too. Like seam line removals looking nice, extra scribing work, just every detail's hit on this, and that's this is what I love to see. Taking the time to hit every detail. Like some of the stuff, I'm looking at my E3. I have the same one. I'm like, damn, like I could have gone back and added some color to this part or put some stuff here.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to figure out when you see compare. Like, man, I can see where he went with that. I can see he separated this part. I wish I had that eye.
Right.
That's the difficult part for me. This is look at that. That looks like the eye is
most
glowing.
Menacing shot right there, man. And like that's what I love to get from my kids. And like seeing guys do this makes me just like, this inspires me to get right back to the booth and get right back to the table to like take my work to this level of quality, because this is a high grade, and like he's giving it like I said, this looks like a real grade once he's done. So this is another slept on guy. He only has like 600 followers. I don't know if people just don't see him, or the Instagram algorithm, how stuff just pops up. It might be because I post a lot of Ifrits, but give this man his flowers because he is tough. Tough.
Definitely got to follow. And that's KKB _hobby _diary. Again, I'll leave that link in the description below as well. Check out the work. I mean, like the first 15 photos will blow you away. The aesthetic, the
just
colors,
man.
Just the posing, well-rounded. This is well-rounded. I mean, you have pose, the photography part of it. It's
don't be surprised. I'll be stealing some of these poses too. So
I ain't gonna be mad at you. It looks like there's an LED in his eye, man.
Right. Yeah. That's I'm trying to wonder if it's a black light paint or is it an actual light?
I don't know. It looks amazing. Whatever he's doing with it. So shout out to him, man, or her. I don't know. Sorry.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. Austen, brother. Who you have one?
I do have one. Yeah. So Daniel Cunningham, 5648. I just happened to run across this guy, and what caught my eye was this ultra bright eclipse, and I was just like, "What on earth is that?" And I just had to zoom in and check out his stuff, and man. This dude is he's hardcore, bro. I mean, his Moon Gundam, he's got some great paint. panel lining detail. What's crazy is that I think he said he hadn't been building for too long, or he went to his first competition only recently or second. But dude, I mean, some of this stuff has been absolutely shocking.
Wow.
Look at the weathering done technique on this, and then it just all around. I can't really see too much of any type of flaw in his work. It's top tier, man. And the paint color, the detail design. He also made a motorbike with little Xeon. Look at that. Look at that.
That's tough.
That's crazy.
Look at that. And like CD was saying, it's people with the eye, man. The eye for detail, the eye to look into stuff. This is all, by the way, 30-minute mission Kshatriya.
Wow.
Which God knows how long that took and how much stuff he had to get for that. Because
how many 3-minute mission kits? Jesus.
Did he go through, right? How many? How many? This is, I mean, and then look at, it's hard for me to come up to words because it really, I know Spotify listeners are probably not getting the best treatment from me, but really go check out this guy, Daniel Cunningham 5648, and you'll figure out why I'm kind of speechless. Some of the builds this guy has made has been, in my opinion, like GWBC worthy, especially this Gyaradoga. Yeah, this Gyaradoga. What's crazy is this. Yeah, what's crazy is this didn't take first place. I don't know how. What did he go up against? An actual Gyaradoga? Like
literally.
Like what? This only got second? Are you serious? So I don't know, man. This guy has absolutely blown me away. I mean, the amount of detail on this shield specifically, especially when you're getting the weathering down on top of the decal to make it look like it's actually painted on, and they've both been there for a while. This separate coloring and shading of yellow and green mixing with brown, the fuel tank with the chipping and the subtle chipping. Some people go overboard with chipping or overboard with weathering. They make their suit look like it's been in a rust pile for the past 30 years or 50 years unused. While these ones are like, it's been out, it's being used, but it hasn't been forgotten. It's just being used, right?
The normal wear and tear.
Yeah, the normal wear and tear on the suit, and they only clean the parts that are most necessary to clean. So that to me is kind of the picturesque version of a really good weathering job. And I just can't get over this eclipse. I would think I would hate this because of the color, but I don't know why. But it vibes with me really well. I kind of really like this. For those listening, it is a fluorescent type of
mint, a really bright mint,
really saturated mint, green with yellow accents and dark gray accents, but it somehow works in deep blue accents. So it's a cool color range mixed with some warm colors, and that gun is top tier too. So striker pack, so
Zaiku Warrior striker pack.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I just built that. I should know. Yeah, it's just. But yeah, no, it's absolutely fantastic. I think everybody should give this a shot to take a look at it. And yeah, that's Daniel Cunningham 5648.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm getting a follow from me for sure.
Absolutely,
nice work, man.
Keep up the good work for everybody, man. That's wow. I have a lot of catching up to do. I mean, these guys are putting in the work, and like for somebody that potentially might have not even been doing this for a long time, that's what's up. That is what's up. So follow those people that we just shout out. Again, we're going to put the Instagram and the link in the description below. Just click on it, hit follow, show some love, let them know that we sent y'all his way or their way. So we appreciate it. Next up, last week we asked everybody, and I posted on Instagram too, let us know. We're doing a Q&A, kind of get a chance for us to be transparent and talk to y'all guys without really going live. And this is going to be fun. We have a few questions, and we're going to try to keep this up. Not going to say weekly, maybe, depending on how many questions we get. We only have, I think, six here. So
I'll post them on we'll post them on our separate Instagrams too.
Yeah,
we'll get some
definitely.
more interaction that way.
So first up, this is from the homie Candyman Rip. Shout out to him. And what he asked, we'll go around the room. We'll start with CD, then we'll go to Austen and myself. He says, which Gundam kit was the hardest to build for y'all? So CD, which Gundam kit that you've built that you was like, yo, this is pretty difficult to build?
I got a two-part to this. So growing up, when I first got into Gundams, the hardest kit was my very first Master Grade. It's like the RX plus full armor kit. So it's like granddaddy colorway. Very first Master Grade using my mom's cuticle nippers. I feel like that took me I worked on it nonstop. Took me 2 days. Broke everything I could possibly break on it. When I finally got it glued up and standing up like this, I was like, Gundams might not be for me. They might not be for me. It was my first Master Grade. I was like, I might need to go back to these no grades because this was a little tough. But here I am, wall behind.
Here we go.
Clearly,
clearly they were
back
for you.
in the game. Clearly, I don't know if it's necessarily hard, but the Master Grade Barbatos, something about those pistons for me, my hands being so big and getting these little pistons in there, they were popping off and shooting over the places, and I was like, again, Gundams. I might not be back in this hobby. I might not be. But preference that with this. Yeah, that was my hardest kit coming back because I hadn't built a Master Grade in probably 10 years prior to that, and I just wasn't ready for all these little pieces. So those are my two.
Gotcha.
What about you, Austen?
Without a doubt, the RG Zeta. The Real Grade Zeta is one of the hardest kits. It was a kit that made me, because once again, it was one of my first kits too. My first kit I ever bought was it was not the first. It was one of the first. I had experience with high grades, and the first Master Grade I ever built was the RX-78 3.0, which was a mistake to start with that one because that one was pretty damn hard too.
Shout out to Fats for that. Fats, we hear you, buddy.
Every time.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
From elbows.
3.0 elbows.
Yeah. Oh my god. But no, the RG Zeta. The RG Zeta was hands down the hardest thing I've ever built. It has a reputation for being a hand grenade, and with me being having slightly big hands, it was an absolute nightmare. If I could go back, I would probably tell myself to spend my money elsewhere and probably not do RG. Actually, matter of fact, it was so traumatic for me. I have yet to build another Real Grade.
Oh, Lord.
I have never gone back to the Real Grade saga, and that was 3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. If you look at my stuff, if you ever noticed, I've never purchased another Real Grade. I've never shown one. Never purchased one. I've looked at purchasing one. I got one from a friend.
Did it discourage you that much, Austen?
Yeah. So I got one. I got a Real Grade from a friend. I got the Mark II Titans version. I bought it from a friend, and he came back to me and said he would like to buy it back. I gave it to him for free. I do not care for RG stuff ever since the Zeta. I know that not everything is the Zeta, but every time I look at an RG, I just remember the absolute pain, turmoil, and it was like I went through 3 days of hell, and then you just stop and you look at the journey you've traveled on, and you realize that no one will ever know my struggle. No one will ever know where I've been, what I've done.
I do see an RG new back there on the shelf, though, with my eyes.
Yeah,
no,
I can see it.
No, there's no RG there.
Yeah, there is.
Show your eyes deceive you. Where?
No.
Oh, set.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, damn.
Correction.
Correction. People out.
Correction.
I spy with my little eye.
I have yet to build them, though. And if you noticed, I've bought everything for it. But every time I look at it, I've been walking away from it. I've taken it off the shelf several times. Correction, I have bought them. I've taken. I have two. I have this RG Size V and the RG High New because everyone keeps telling me those are good, but I have yet to build them. I have everything I need for them. I have the photo etch parts. I have the extended parts for the heavy weapon set. I have all the stuff. But every time I go to pick up the box, I just get visions of the Zeta, and no, never again. So I mean, I will eventually try it again, but once I've cleaned the palette, I want to try the full burden, but I hear that has a problem with the torso. I want to try the Mark II. I hear that has a problem with the torso. I want to try the Freedom, but I don't like the way it looks. Then they have the new Freedom out, but that I can't find anywhere. So yeah, yeah, it literally
So throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
I think for me, the hardest kit I've built to date is the Master Grade MGX Unicorn, because hence the name, the MGX. It's the first time I dealt with like LEDs, and it's the first time I've dealt with like maneuvering through. It's not really like the LEDs, like because I've built the Sanaju bust, and that was a little bit easier to build LED wise than the MGX, because each light on the MGX serves a purpose. So you have to have it lined up around this groove. And I was building it one day, and it was like, put the light here and put this part here, and a part just floats above the light. I think this is somewhere like right around like the chest piece, and it floats right. I'm like, it's not, doesn't have any really grooves like that. It just, once you clamp it down with the armor, it just sits there so the light can come through. And I'm like, it took me a long time to finish that one. The arms, the bend, you know, each on the light LED strip of the MGX, each bend has like, so one line represents, I think it was like, bend it in the peak right here. Two lines represent build like bend it in a valley, and so it was like, turn this way, bend valley, bend peak, bend another valley, twist it this way, and there go your arm. And I was like, but the MGX is probably today's my toughest, hardest build of a model kit.
Yeah, it's one reason I stay away from lights. I don't do soldering. I don't like wiring. I'm not.
It was not bad.
Even when it's pre-ready and it tells you what to do, I'm just like, nah, it seems like too much work for me.
But once it's done, though, and the lights light up, it's a show. I'll tell you that. But one of the most impressive kits I have.
I don't mind the small little button lights with the button batteries, the ones you twist and just put a little slot that's pre-made for them. That's fine. It's just, man, that seems like a lot of
G and drive.
Yeah,
hoops and valleys and rings around as you have to go around.
It was, and it was definitely stressful. Definitely stressful. But that one's the hardest one. Appreciate it again, Candyman Rip. Next up, a few from the homie Plastic Germs on Instagram. He asked a few. The next few come from him. So make this go around the room again. He says, do you think older high grades are easier to customize than the newer ones? So this is pretty much for y'all. Are the older ones easier to kit bash than these new high grades? I will assume yes, because now high grades are becoming specifically, you know, you can't take an arm off of one and put it on the other, but the peg holes are probably all still been the same. So it all depends on what are you speaking about kit bashing wise, because obviously you could take a arm off of a Zaku and throw it on a Wing Zero if the peg holes are the same.
I would think that it would probably be depending on the age that high grade is from, because so a lot of the older high grades use the same polycap engineering.
Yeah,
those polycaps you could essentially put whatever piece from the other time frame in which that high grade was released into those polycaps. The thing that would change is what size polycap they're using for like arm joints or whatever like that. But I would imagine the older ones would be easier to kit bash, because you have a polycaps and then you have kits that have the ball joints on the legs, and that kind of stood the same for like what 5, 7, 8 years until we start getting into these newer high grades that have pseudo double joints or pseudo inner frames or pseudo, different type of connection points to stiffen up, because the problem with polycaps is that they do loosen over time. Their durability is only a little bit of over 4 or 5 years of standing, and then after that they're going to be drooping for forever. So I would guess it would be, but then again it would have to be depend on what line you're looking at, what high grade line you're looking at. I have done kit bashing with high grades before, but I've only done with the AOZ stuff, so all my stuff automatically fits, so I don't have to worry about it. UCD?
I would say the newer ones, honestly, because if we're going back as far as like the IBO, all those kits are the same inner frame, just different parts. So you just change that. Build divers, I mean, literally they're just old kits with different parts on it. So I would say just there's so many new kits coming out that use a lot of the same parts that you can just take a joint off here and put it on there, and versus the old kits, they all kind of just. I feel like it take more work because all those have like huge seam lines or huge mold lines. It would take a lot more work to get those ready to go versus the stuff that's out now. A lot of stuff is already looking, looks good. So it takes less work to bring it up to that quality versus the older kits. Depending how far we go back to, depending on what we call old, like the IBO kits, we could just snap and go. Even with the Witcher Mercury, like the detail on each part already looks good enough where I could just take a couple pieces off and add it to another kit, and it would look great. So I'm definitely going with newer kits, easier to customize.
Gotcha.
Okay, customize.
That works.
He asked another question. His second question was disregarding the judging. So don't worry about the judging. Why do you think the USA will never take the top 3 in GBWC? Do y'all think that? What do y'all think? Like, is it because just not enough time? Maybe not enough. I ain't gonna say time. It's a culture thing.
You know what? I would say it is a culture thing, just because in Japan, model making is not only more robust and known there, but it's like seen as kind of a. I don't want to say. How would I say? It's like a higher echelon hobby. Yeah. Like in America, it's like in America, a higher echelon hobby would be cars, right? Yeah. Taking care of your Dodge Challenger, your Dodge Charger, like your actual real ones, going to car events, stuff like that, or motorcycle riding. Motorcycles would be a higher echelon hobby.
I'd even say like cards, like sports cards is a bigger hobby.
Oh, sports cars, yeah.
That's true
bigger
too.
Hobby than model kits. So I definitely can see where you're going with that. I think Gundam is almost frowned upon here. Like it's almost like if I tell someone like, oh yeah, like I build Gundams, they're like, first they're like Gundams, what is that? And then secondly, like you build toys or. So I feel like there's definitely a stigma here in the States versus like in Japan. I feel like you can ask anybody in Japan, they probably know what a Gundam is. Versus, I feel like if I ask 10 people here in America what a Gundam is, they're like a Transformer.
Yeah.
In Japan, Gundam is their Star Wars. So if you ask anyone here, oh yeah, no, I collect Star Wars movies, and like, oh, that's cool. Like that's kind of a cool thing, right? And if I collect Gundam figures. What's a Gundam? And exactly. I've been lucky enough where like at my place of work, a lot of my coworkers are interested in learning what I do. They don't see it as a wrong, and a good amount of them know Gundam, but they just didn't know about building it or anything like that. But yeah, I think in Japan, it because it's seen as such a more higher echelon hobby, what you get is a broader amount of people, and in that broader amount of people, you get a better sample size of good builders who work over time. Compared to America, we have a very small pool to pull from, where sometimes the best builders may have not even heard of Gundam and might just build fighter aircraft. Or tanks or planes or whatever like that. So, or tanks and ships. So
makes sense. It's just a cultural thing. I think it's just it's what it boils down to, and like you said, Austen, you hit it right on the head. More people doing it. Obviously, somebody's going. More people falling through the woodwork. So this is a good question, though. Definitely a good question. He also asked, how do you think the U.S. Gundam community or Gunpla community can grow to what it is in Asian countries? He says the potential is there. How do you think it can grow? I think one would be acceptance, probably, and a better understanding from people. I was at Hobbytown the other day, older guy, clearly tell he was in his 60s, but he's done the hobby for a while. He had RC cars, and he asked, well, what are these? Are these like Transformers? Like CD said, they looked at it as Transformers. And I'm like, no, they're they're model kits. Oh, they're toys. And I said, no, not toys. They're model kits. He was like, so you're basically like toys. I said, well, you have an RC car in your hand. That's a toy. No. I have a motorcycle. It's a toy. Well, yeah. Okay, then. So you don't view it that way. So I think it has to be socially accepted, and it has to start early. I think definitely with the kids starting early.
Yeah, it would need to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It can't be like if it could be Legos. The entry grades help, but if the families could jump on them like Legos, how they do the kids Legos, it will help.
Yeah, I was saying it would have to be also maybe a cultural impact, maybe like some type of form of entertainment or movie that hits it and lands it big, and then time. It's because Dragon Ball Z is now a pretty big thing here, but they're only now just becoming 30. Like the people who are into Dragon Ball Z, 30, 35, right? They're getting into adulthood and telling their kids about it. So it will take time it'll be a cultural impact, and it'll take time. Gundam Wing was a great start. It got us here, but we would need a bigger one and even more and even larger cultural impact, because it wasn't just one Star Wars film that brought everybody in. It was 3, and then it was the prequels, but we don't talk about those. So it was it's probably going to be a combination of those.
I see that too. I think like Transformers was like a big hit here because there was nothing like that. Like, not to say like there's nothing like Gundam, but I feel like there's such a crazy anime craze right now that like Gundam kind of gets lost in that. I feel like so.
Yeah,
I feel like they gotta kind of like break away from that, like, get their own foot in the ground. I think that would draw more people's attention to it, because right now everyone kind of is like, oh, that's just like another anime that has mechs.
Yeah,
that's Robotech, that's Panic. There's a whole bunch of different lines, so Gundam would have to really separate itself.
And at the end of the day, it's still going to be viewed as Transformers.
Yes.
Yep.
That's
the news has taught that.
Right. When they open that life-size Gundam, look at this giant Transformer. I'm like, bro. I have people sending me, hey, bro, don't you like that Transformer?
Oh God, it makes you sick to your stomach.
Oh man, that's why they got to make those jumping on points, man. Those ease of access. They keep on trying. They probably never stop. But yeah. Next
question he asked us was, what is our motivation or advice to continue on when you're stuck in a rut? So basically, when we're stuck, when we talked about this before, what do we do to get out of it? Mine is real simple. It's either step away and have something motivate you, go back and watch Gundam, go back and watch anything that might get you out of that funk. Like, I could go back and watch, like I said last week, Build Fighters, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to build. Right, like I'm ready to get back to the table. Or I might go on a splurge of watching, like I said, Gundam 83, and I'm like, okay, now I want to tackle this RG. So just break away, and that's what I do, is go back and watch a series to get me back into it.
Yeah, I've said before, one of the things you can do is just walk away from it for a little bit. Find something else that interests you, just to get you out of that constant cycle. Sometimes building a girl kit is a good example. Another one that I like to do, if you don't want to walk away, you do want to like jump back into it, and you do want to like try and, I don't want to say force yourself, but really groove yourself back into doing it anyway. What you could do is you just go out and look at what other people are doing. Find some inspiration there, and then pick just one thing that you like from someone else's build. Just try and focus on just one certain detail that you like, and see if you can do that. So like, it could be as small as, I really like that panel line, that scribing he did. Let me try and scribe that out. Just one line, right? It doesn't have to be the whole arm, just that one line, or that one decal, or that one color he used. Or try to break it down as simple as possible as a task, and just see if you can knock that simple task that you believe you can do, or that you would like to try, just out real quick, because that will then propel you to be in the mood to be like, well, let me try this. If I'm already here, let me try this. It's like a treadmill that starts rolling and going and going again. And there's nothing wrong with stepping away for a minute. Take some time.
I'm definitely with you, Austen. I'll put all my tools down, and I'll just scroll through Instagram. Take a quick peek here, check out other people's work, because that always gets my fire, like fuels me. Like, oh damn, he did that to that kit. I got that same kit. Why can't I do it? And even if I'm not up for a kit at the moment, just trying something different, like these girl kits, my Common Rider kits, anything, just to get my mind off it. And something always sparks it back. Like if I'm out and I like, ooh, I could use that as a tool for a Gundam. And like that, that gets my juices flowing. So whatever you can do to take your mind off it, but still, bring that spark back. I think that's always what's best, because I feel like if you step away too long, you might never come back. So I've always wondered that. I don't want to lose this hobby, because I definitely enjoy it. But I wonder if I stepped away too long, would I like just be done with it? So maybe that's a question we should talk about too. What's the no coming back point?
That's true.
Shoot, that happened to me with art. So yeah,
it can't be. When everything we invested in, there is no no.
Brother, you have no idea. 70% of my net worth is in these model kits.
Right. Looking at this wall,
70% of my net worth is on my bookshelf.
Is this a new car behind me? Like, shit. So,
and he asked, 2 more questions. It's great questions. We appreciate it, Plastic Germs. Next question is a good one. What show or story do you wish Bandai had the rights to so they can make a model kit of?
Big O.
Big O?
Ooh. Big O. I don't know if you guys ever watched Big O.
Yeah, I did. That's like, wasn't it like Batman classic. Almost? It reminded me of Batman.
He was damn near Bruce Wayne without the cape and mask.
Big O.
I forgot what his name was. He had like the most simplest name. It was like set off in the future. Everyone had their minds wiped. And they all had these giant like fighting robots. It was like John Smith or something. He had like some crazy, like simple, cool name. But he was like trying to figure out what happened to the past. Yeah. Oh my God. Austen, have you seen Big O?
Yes, I have, of course.
I was about to say.
That was like one of my guilty pleasures as another mech series. Big O was dope. I love for them. They have model kits. They're old as hell, but I would love to see them revamped.
They're making a new one apparently, but it's not Bandai. It's somebody else.
Yeah.
I need that Bandai fit.
With me, I don't know, man. That's a good question.
Right?
Because you have to think about like everything that's, I guess, that might not, maybe not might be non-mech. If I had to go with one, I would like for them to do the Transformers line. I know Flame Toys, they have it. The Flame Toys ones look great, but I think that be a little bit more the instruction manual, like all that stuff. I think I wouldn't mind having that in Bandai. Bandai releases and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty dope if Bandai picked up the Transformer line. Or the Power Ranger line. I know they're coming out with the Power Ranger kits, but I think that's also Flame Toys.
Yeah, those Megazord kits would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
In a real grade, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
The guy.
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. Taking a picture with the Gil Geiger. I know CD would love that.
Oh, you know, I'll go crazy.
And I think they would make a lot of money if they did the Power Rangers line.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Oh yeah.
Not just here too, like in Japan, like Sentai, like you know, we take their Power Rangers line every year. So I mean, I think that would be a boom hit in both Japan and here in the States.
What you got, Austen?
You know, that's a really interesting one because I keep thinking of all the other series I watch, and I'm like, I mean, there's really only 1 or 2 kits I would like from that, and a lot of those kits would probably be the girl kits. I'm trying to go through the list I have right here. I'm running through it right now. You know what? I think, you know what? If you guys are familiar with the Toonami show called IGPX.
Yes, the racing one. Yeah.
I would really like them to tackle that because a lot of those so there's on Toonami, for those who are unaware, there was a Toonami produced show made by was it Project IG, the same people who did Ghost in the Shell, called IGPX, or Immortal Grand Prix, and it was a F1 racing themed show, but instead of F1 cars, they're using mechs, and each mech is a different type. You have a speed mech, all around multi-purpose mech, and an assault mech. And the goal is to have your team of 3 race around a track. And this track was crazy. This track had loops and like long straights, and it was like a 500-mile track, but it was like had obstacles, and there was a combat section, so you could be racing, and the next you have to transform your mech and go into a standing mode while you're going at like 300. Yeah, like at 300 miles an hour, and start punching each other and like start fighting each other and stuff. So that would actually be pretty cool to have model kits of all those race cars. I would actually or those race mechs. I would probably choose a couple of them. Probably get a couple. And also like the character designs. Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking about it the other day because I was going through Target and I was thinking, man, I really wish IGPX had some model kits, and also the figures. I like the character designs there too. They're really good.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of girl kits, I don't know if you guys ever seen a show called Bubblegum Crisis.
Back in the
day. Those would be dope girl kits.
Yeah.
Now I'm just sitting here thinking I wouldn't mind. Obviously, personally, I wouldn't mind Psycho-Pass kits. To be honest with you, if they could give me, because I just thought of like, okay, Bandai does figurize. They do the Suletta and the regular female, the Lena from '86. So I guess they can do like characters from an anime that in Psycho-Pass itself there's not a lot of representation, not like a whole lot of figures out there. And me, toy photography guys, just wouldn't mind having the line
just for you, Coop.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. You wouldn't want what anime do you watch? You'd be like, you know what? I wish I had the figures for it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, Bandai could make a model kit for it. I was gonna say Ultraman, but they already do it.
True. I mean,
so it doesn't have to necessarily be Mac. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be Mac.
I mean, shoot, there's a bunch of girl kits I would like from series that have gone by that I think Bandai would do fantastic with. I think there was what's the series? There's one series where there was a robots, but the kids would like walk, like they would be outside the robot holding onto it. And the robots would have scarves and whatnot, and it was like Happiness City. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but that was a pretty dope one. Had a terrible ending, but it was really good mystery.
Y'all want to grab like Yu Yu Hakusho kits?
Probably not. I wasn't a big Yu Yu Hakusho fan. I was more of an Inuyasha fan.
You better Inuyasha kit?
Tokyo Ghoul. I'll take a
Tokyo Ghoul.
I would probably pick up an Inuyasha kit, probably Tokyo Ghoul kit too. Yeah, I mean, I would love to say Macross and Robotech because that's my second love, right next to Gundam. But they already have kits of that coming out, so that's already taken.
Yeah, so I think that the non-mech animes, my favorite non-mech because they got Dragon Ball Z. Like I said, if they give me Psycho Pass, that's be it. It's a good question. Good way to get the brain flowing, thinking about what kit. Because like I said, it doesn't have to be mechs. I always think, you know.
Ooh, the Dirty Pair. Have you guys ever heard that? The old manga, Dirty Pair. That was that. Oh, what am I talking about? Of course, I know one more. Okay, if you guys haven't heard of this manga, but Gunsmith Cats.
Yes.
The Gunsmith Cats. Okay. The Gunsmith Cats and his other series, which I'm blanking on the name of it, but a figure-rise standard of those two girls, of Riley and her partner with the Mustang, with the GT500, that would be amazing. I would love that.
The car has to be a kid too.
The car has to be a kid. It has to be in scale with them. That would be dope. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's going to be it for me.
And his last question, Classic Germs asked, is there a hobby tool that y'all feel like it's unnecessary? Like you really, I know we talked about this before, but is there something that's like unnecessary to have?
Paint stirrers.
Paint stirrers?
Single hand controlled paint stirrers.
Yeah, that is a odd one. I don't know why people. I would say you don't have. No, I can't say that. I was gonna say some people go crazy with sponges. Like, is a 12,000 grit sponge really that necessary? 15,000 grit sponge really that necessary?
It's a very specific field where it's used. Yeah.
It's. So I think the high
too many sponges in general. I think there's too many variations. There's like 75 different sponge, like even sanding sticks. Yeah, there's like 90 different types of sanding sticks. I don't think you need that many different things.
I think anything from I say 320 to 800,000 is probably all you really need. I know people. Shout out to Andy at Hobbytown. He used like a 12,000 and buffed out like the gloss on a Zaku, and I'm like, golly, do you really? Can you just hit that with a matte coat? So I think the high end, not high end as in price, but the high numbered sanding sticks or sponges are unnecessary.
Yeah, to be more specific, the high end paint stirrers, because like God Hand sells those metal long little strip paint stirrers for sometimes $7, but I've seen them as high as $13, and I'm like, that's $13 for a spoon. I mean, you can just buy a metal. You don't even need that. If you don't mind, you can just take the end of a Q-tip, cut off the cloth part of it, and put it in your paint cup and spin it. Or if it's a longer one, you can just get a longer, just literally chopsticks. They're free. A chopstick, you just cut it in half.
I shake mine up and I set it next to my airbrush compressor as it's going, and it just shakes. It shakes like
that's a good point. That's a good point. But yeah, I appreciate it, Plastic Germs. Thank you for participating, bro. Threw out a lot of good questions. It was fun answering those. We have one more from the homie Reverend Gundam 7. That's the one we did the podcast with not that long ago. Shout out to him. He asked us, and I asked him a little bit more in depth of how I could explain this question. He said, can we have a Gunpla collaboration works with Gunpla Customs? So I asked him, what does he mean by that? He said, well, will you create some Gunpla Customs with the same concept or different concept, or the same Gunpla but different color schemes. Those are about collaboration Gundam books.
So taking a Gundam and changing the color scheme.
Yeah,
I feel like, well, Coop,
I'm assuming that's what he's asking.
You even do it to a point where you just change like the shades. I think me and Austen this probably pertains more to us since we all there's probably a kid I won't ever that will never be the same color as I buy it.
Does it mean collab as in like a collaboration with a different company or a different type, like a Nike collab for a Gundam, or a Supreme collab for a Gundam?
I'm assuming so.
If so, I mean, Bandai's already dabbled into that. I personally, if it was me, I would make a Bape Ape version 2 just to join in on the bandwagon, because I do love streetwear, even though I own none of it. So painting a Gundam and having streetwear Gundams would be.
There's crazy collaboration. We got team collaborations. We got 7-Eleven collaborate. They got a perfect grade 7-Eleven unicorn. I'm pretty sure, don't they? Isn't that out there? A perfect grade 7-Eleven unicorn.
Yeah, perfect grade.
I could be wrong.
They have a collaboration.
7-Eleven new integrate.
Yeah.
So like,
whole lot. Well, we appreciate all the questions. Again, comment below. We'll do this almost on a weekly. Might even have to make its own segment. Didn't think we were going to go over that much time, but again, being transparent with y'all, I want to answer some of y'all questions, interact with y'all. So next up, we have Austen's trivia question real quick. He asked us a few weeks ago. I think, what was it, last week? We didn't get a chance.
Last week. It was last week. Yeah.
All right. So he says, go ahead, Austen. Take it away.
What is the primate-based mobile suit in Crossbone Gundam series? So primate-based as in it looks like a primate. And the answer is, real quick, it is the MS-06 MS Barbus. And it is a monkey-looking Gundam. It looks like a monkey. It's a Zaku with 4 arms. So on every segment, you can imagine it has the regular arms, regular place that are actually extended. And then for the legs, instead of taking out the legs, if you're building the kit, just take the legs off those ball joints and replace them with arms. And there you go. And it's short arms, and there you go. Now you got the Barbus. It is a weird little
ugly
fun piece of or ugly as hell, as CD puts it, piece of Gundam history. It is one of my all-time favorite meme suits. I don't think I've ever seen something look so ridiculous in all my life, and I'm really happy it exists.
Do you have a picture of it, Austen?
I do. I'm bringing it up right now for you guys. It's this right here.
Come on, man. Like, it has at some point it just has to stop. At some point it just has to stop.
Hey, Zion got to a point, dog. They were like, "We need anything, dog."
They have it slouched over.
Is that a monkey? He's got 4 guns. Monkey custom. Wow. Yeah, it is. It's absolutely silly, but you know what? It's a very fun piece of trivia. And yeah.
Now you know.
Few kids of it.
People making it too.
It's great.
I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, that's the trivia for last week. And yeah, if you guys have any other trivia stuff like that, you guys want to hit us up with, by all means, hit us up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Austen, appreciate your trivia, man. It's, I don't know if I just needed to know there was a monkey Zaku. I mean, the Zaku was slouched over, dog. It was like it has pain in its back, like a real monkey, you know, right? like that suit.
Holding the weight of his Zeon, man. It's holding the weight up.
Now,
6 Zeon.
Beating his chest. 6 Zeon. I'm pretty sure that's not. Man, get that monkey out of here. Imagine Char yelling that. Oh, I can only hope that
primate division go.
I can only hope those pilots at that aren't African American.
Shoot.
If Zeon's first African Americans got that scene.
They'll have to stop and be like, "Are we the baddies?"
Right?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah, I think so. This doesn't look good. But next up, Let's talk about it. Window shopping, one of the top premier websites when it comes to Gunpla, and it is the USA Gundam store. We all shopped here. We're frequent shoppers. I mean, we got points galore out, all of that. This is USA Gundam. We're going to talk about areas of opportunity. We're going to talk about what we like about it, things like that. It's like again, what do y'all think? The number one store when it comes to Gunpla? USA Gun new type, probably.
I'd say this is a new type, but probably if you're on the East Coast,
don't matter.
Who's to say that?
Don't matter.
Don't matter. I feel like I go new type just because I'm over here on the West and it's closer to me. But this is where I've gotten all my SMS paint from. And this is where I've gotten a lot of my thinners from. This is they have a huge variety of kits, huge variety of section of paints, huge variety of everything on their site. So, that's definitely a plus because they carry everything. They pre-order everything. It also has some drawbacks and a lot of negatives with that as well. But just off the front page, they, show a lot of different stuff. Chibi figures, Ninroids, Good Smile. Like, a lot of stuff you can't find. You have to, piece through different sites to get. Usually you can go to USA Warehouse to find it all. And it might not be in stock. But they at least have it, as a placeholder of some sort.
Go ahead, Austen.
I have good stories and bad stories of USA Gundam. I mean, it's definitely pretty good when it comes with their, like I say, their variety when it comes to paints. For me, a rattle can guy, it's kind of difficult to it's not really in my realm. But for the kits that they have, they seem like they have a large selection, but a lot of it's usually pre-order or just in stock. And the stuff that they do have is not too crazy different. But I always seem to find something I would like on there to pick up. It's just not usually my go-to. Even though I am close to them, I usually do go to new type. But the one thing I will say is that their exclusives that they get though is far better than anybody. Like they get exclusive Arsara Ninetales from the girl kits. They got an exclusive Kotobukiya stuff. They get exclusive I think that Judge, Zero Gravity Judge, the Moonlit version is exclusive to them for a short period of time. So their exclusives are pretty top tier to get. And the only issue though is sometimes shipping with them. And I think they even know that their shipping is not really the best. They released a couple tweets and emails about their shipping kind of being behind schedule and whatnot. And I think half of that is FedEx, half of that is them. Their shipping is probably the only down point I could say about them.
I can see that.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
I'll let you go first, Coop, before I talk about shipping.
It's overall, this is one of go-to sites. USA Gundam. I am, like everybody knows already, I do collect other things such as SH Fig Arts, and in normal sites for SH Fig Arts, like Big Bad Toy Store, they sell out pretty quick. Here you could go and find a lot of SH Fig Arts. Like they have this in stock, which was I don't know if this is a third party, but this was a P Bandai exclusive when you ordered the P Bandai versions of Goku, Whis, and I think it was Nappa, and they have them here. A lot of people don't know about. That's a plus, a pro when it comes to anything outside of Gundam. They have statues. They have new SH Fig Arts, Super Saiyan 4. I pre-ordered through with them. They have trading card games, Nindroids. So it's a one-stop shop type of place, especially for me. I do they have a point system as well, where I think it's 50 for every 50 points. It's $1 off, and every dollar you spend is a point itself. And so I've had up to 1,000 points before and got a couple of things free. One thing I do enjoy about USA Gundam, not going to really go crazy about bashing them, is their customer service. Never had an issue. Called them up before. Hey, I haven't seen anything. I guess this is the area opportunity, right? This is the shipping part. I know we bashed them about the shipping, but this is the shipping part on their end, because I've ordered something on a Monday, come the following Tuesday, so almost 8 days later, I don't see any progression. It doesn't say, hey, your order is shipped, anything. It's been, especially, I understand if it's coming off a holiday where the sales and codes and stuff like that, but it's happened to me before, and I've called them, hey, I've ordered something last Monday, here's my order number, you know, what's going on? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we'll see what we can do about it, we'll let you know, we're behind. And literally like 10-15 minutes later, never fails, your order is being shipped. So I guess that's a good and bad. I don't know how I look at that. It's like, oh, of course, now that I called, my order is being shipped, but if I didn't call, it would have shipped that quick. Something else that I'm not really fond of is the you can separate them, but the pre-order versus with the shipping when you add. So if I buy an item and you put a pre-order in, for an example, if you want a Witch from Mercury kit that's in stock right now and you put it in the cart with this item, this SH Figuarts Trunks that's not out yet, it will not ship. Your Witch from Mercury kit won't ship until you get this in. They did change it to where you can do split shipping, but you're paying $20 up front. You're paying $20 for shipping. So you could do split shipping where they'll ship you your Witch from Mercury right now for $9.99, and you will then pay the $9.99 for the shipping of the pre-ordered item. So the shipping is probably their Achilles heel.
Yeah, and you can't really consolidate the order. Like,
I don't. What do you mean by that? What do you mean?
Like, can you, if you order multiple pre-orders but at different order numbers, could you call them and say, hey, could you just put that all in one box so I only have to pay shipping for one?
I think you can, but I think until that last one comes in,
It won't ship out.
It won't ship
Smart.
out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unlike a Bid Back Toy Store, and we'll talk about this when we talk about them. They have that pile of loot section to where it all piles up and you can ship it when you want.
Mm-hmm.
But with USA Gundam, unless they've changed it within the last few months, I've ordered decals not knowing that I have to wait for this kit to come in, and I don't think they can separate it once you've done it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But overall, USA Gundam, some pros, always have a sale going on. Seems like they have a one-stop shop when it comes to everything you might need. You have model kits, all different flavors. I do like this site. It's fairly easy to maneuver through. You have scale, you have Gundam series, you have Gundam kits. So if you want to just look at master grades, real grades, perfect grades, SDs, re 100s, and entry grades, or if you're like, you know what, I just want to buy all the Thunderbolts kits, or if you just want to see, I don't know how this is different, but I guess the number wise, like if you just want to know what the scale is, and they always have something on sale. There's something on sale all the time. So areas of opportunity, of course, is their shipping. Yeah. Gotcha. On the shipping that they can control. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't understand it. I get it. Paint, I know you have to be typically on ground. It can't go up in the air. Cool. But when I order this full burner GPO 1 and this that doesn't have paint, why is it taking just as long as something that does have paint? I think I ordered that on like the 12th, and it was a long period of time. So for something that's not paint,
don't expect it to get it quick. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Every time I order paint from these guys all the time, it takes 3 weeks. Like, so I have to plan my project just because I know. Like, all right.
Yeah.
It's gonna take 3 weeks, so let me just knock out something while I wait for the paint to come.
Well, let us know in the comments below. What do y'all think? What about y'all? What are y'all areas of opportunities? What do y'all like about USA? Austen.
Things I like about USA.
the fact that you get a pretty dope sticker, that's dope.
It used to be.
It's been a while, but that's not on them. That's not on them. Potentially,
that was more copyright than anything. But no, they're a pretty decent store. It's just, you know, I have ever since that problem with the shipping. I mean, I still do some pre-orders with them, but it's for bigger pre-orders, like things I know, like was it that Earth Enforcer I pre-ordered through them, because I know that A, they're gonna get it. I know that for sure, right? And B, when they do get it, they will ship out to me. I'm willing to wait. I don't mind about that. It's just I for the USA Gundam, I have branched out and started looking at other places to purchase smaller things because I know I can get them a little bit quicker. New type's always a guarantee. It'll be coming from longer. Galaxy toys that cost more, but what I'm really paying for is direct,
right?
You know, acceptance of shipping. So I mean, that's pretty much what I'm paying for. But hey, USA Gundam's all right. I haven't really nothing really much more to add.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
CD, the shipping.
Yeah, shipping is my biggest gripe with them. Also, they left a bad taste in my mouth just as far as pre-orders. I pre-ordered the Shinlong from them, and like I eventually ended up canceling it because it got to the point where like everywhere had it, even up here locally, and like 2 months after drop, 3 months after drop, and like my pre-order still hasn't shipped, and now on the site saying it's in stock and it still hasn't shipped. Like, I don't know if they like kind of just, we know it's coming in, let's just put it up there, and we'll say, you know, there's a shipping delay or what. So
yeah,
if it's not, I can't do it.
Yeah, you see that's why with my pre-order, I'm with the Earth Defender, but I'm a little wary of it. If I do, I already see it's getting out there, but that's from overseas shipping. So I'm a little bit wary. I'm going to see how it turns out. If that doesn't work out, I'll just leave and order it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
If they had a discount, I don't even mess with them. Like 15% off, I'm like, I'd rather just go shop somewhere else at this point, just because I know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, let us know in the comments, people, how y'all feel about USA Gundam. Is that y'all main staple? Is that your bread and butter? Everything like that. Let us know. Next week, we got another episode of Window Shopper as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll let you know what we're talking about as well. And that's pretty much it, people. Remember, we're now on Spotify, so go give us a follow on Spotify. Shout out to everybody that's been listening to us on Spotify. Thank you for that. Don't forget, we are still running Project 23, so hashtag Undergate Project 23. And let us see what some of the things y'all are building and getting squared away with, man. It would be pretty dope to see. We appreciate everybody.
One thing before we get out of here.
What's up?
We just hit 100 subs.
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Yeah.
The grind doesn't stop, but I definitely wanted to give us some love, and we appreciate you guys tuning in to us. But we hit 100, so that's a big goal, big deal for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. We just hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. We appreciate everybody who supports, shows love, shares the video. Thank y'all again. We got something in the works for y'all. Best believe, like we said, but let's be being transparent. We got a giveaway coming, so stand by.
Some savings.
And all you have to do is do exactly what y'all been doing, just to show support, comment on the videos, things like that. We appreciate y'all again. It's Coop, it's CD. Make sure y'all follow these guys on Instagram. It's every day. Every day is a grind. Every day, like, you know, the question Plastic Jerry asks, how do we get out of a funk? It's every day is a grind and stuff like that. So remember, life is like a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. That's by Albert Einstein. So keep pushing through every day, fellas. Keep pushing through. Y'all want y'all to have a good week. And again, appreciate everybody to get us to this big milestone, the 100 subscribers. We're going to grind like we're at 0. And I promise y'all that. Don't forget, check out Vulcan Hobbies right now to get the Undergated 10% off of your order at checkout. So when you check out right now, go get 10% off your order. That's the Undergate 10 at Vulcan Hobbies. Until next time, people, I'm Coop, CD, and Austen. Peace.